hope you've learned something on art and conservation, how really to make money out of this. Now, this is a process, and most of us out there were talking about jobs, lack of jobs in Kenya. This can be one industry that one can venture and make a living out of it.
Clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night.
I know they have different meanings and everything. So what are these exactly? How?
So first of all, this art is driven by many things.
Yeah.
When we are carving something, we don't just carve something. It has a meaning. For instance, this is a giraffe.
Yeah.
A giraffe is a very tall animal in the park. And most of the animals usually stay behind the giraffe so that when it runs away, they sense some danger that something is coming up. So this giraffe is a sign of focusing far. So this is something that focuses far. Maybe if you're giving somebody a gift,
Yeah.
or when you're putting it somewhere in your house, it can act more or less like a monument. Like, this is something that focuses far, and I should be somebody who is seeing far and telling the people around me what should come up. And then this one, these are two-in-one giraffe. Two-in-one giraffe. So these are maybe, let's say, male and female. We call it kissing giraffe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a sign of togetherness. It's a sign of love, embracing one another. In life, we can't live just by our own selves. Yeah. We have to be at least somebody to hold your back, somebody to have your back. So this is a two-in-one giraffe that shows togetherness. And then with me here is a very big rhino. So first of all, this plays a very big role. First of all, we lost our own Sudan, the last species of the northern white rhino. Yeah. So this, first of all, can act as showing the future generations of how a rhino looks like. As well, it's a sign of power. A rhino is a very powerful animal in the park. Yeah. No animal can come close to a rhino because it can be blown so far away. So it's a sign of power, and it embraces the heritage, and it passes on the heritage and all that to the concurrent generations. And then with me here is an infinity knot. Yeah. You can't find the origin. You'll still come back to the same position that you came back to, that you started with. So it's called a love knot. It's more or less togetherness. And then, yeah.
But I wanted to ask you about, because most of them are animals,
yeah,
and you're environmental conservation. Yeah. Does it mean most of the time what you do are environmental kind of structures?
Okay, most of the art that I do, maybe they're animals, animals, trees, like this one. These are trees. And then these are an elephant. It's a trunked up elephant. In the past, this is an history. Yeah. It's not just an elephant. A trunked up elephant means good luck. So I do more or less of environmental things. And here with me is the big five, Africa's big five. These are wall hanging that has the big five. All of them in Africa. They're all found in Africa, of course. So we are proud of that. So I think this is just embracing nature and passing on to the current generations. Okay. Then I have this, which is a lion, and behind it is Africa, and it has a message. Can you please read it?
It's saying proud of African culture and heritage. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, nice message.
So we're proud of African culture and heritage. First of all, a lion is not found in any other place in this world. It's found mostly in Africa. It's populated mostly in Africa. So we are proud of it.
Would it be okay if we said you're promoting conservation through art?
I'm promoting conservation through art. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah.
So you're not basically most of the time what you do is conservation through art, because most of the time are animals and everything. Okay.
So that's majorly what I do, because I'm an environmentalist, and so I have to have what is the gifts of nature. I have to put them in my art. If you look around my art, they're all around things to do with nature, like animals, yeah.
And do you think like those who are using wood carvings are a threat to you, or are they competition to you?
Yeah, I can say it's competition, because this stone itself is heavy as compared to wood. Wood is light, so most people could prefer carrying it. But now me, in terms of stability, this thing cannot be blown by wind or any other item. But wood can easily be shaken because it's light. So I take the weight of this thing as an advantage in terms of stability.
All right. And we've talked about something deforestation, and this is something option B that the government can invest in. Do you think with the current measures of banning of the extraction of wood can be one of the main ways in which we can stop deforestation in Kenya?
Sure, everybody in Kenya, every organization tries to at least plant a tree so that they can conserve nature, so that they can be the carbon sinks. Trees are our carbon sinks, and I think the government should give more support to this type of art so that we can go away from deforestation, so that we can stop cutting down trees in the name of carving, so that we can do these rocks and carve them so that they can at least create least harm to the environment as compared to the trees. And also planting more trees will help.
Will help. But I feel like when it comes to deforestation, are there some type of trees that people use when it comes to wood carving?
Yeah.
What kind of trees are those? Like cypress, pine?
Mostly we use hardwood trees. Okay, the people that carve, I know how, I know the tree carvings. So most people prefer the hardwood, like mahogany, the oak. Yeah. So such trees are the ones that are used for carving. But now we can plant them as well. We can have nurseries of such trees so that they can be there for commercial purposes. So that's what I think should be done.
This is something that is done back home, and you've talked of Kisii County. How are the lives of the people living there who basically are doing this for a living?
I'm very sorry to say this, but most people that do this thing do not benefit. The people that benefit from this are brokers. Those people who just come and buy at cheaper prices, then go out and make so much profits. So I could say that there's no protection of such people. There's no bureau that protects such people who do this art mostly. Like me, it's just my own way that I fought my own way. My dad and I, we just fought our own way to be here. But most people are just blackmailed with lower prices and sell the items at lower price, and in the long run they're not really benefiting.
Is it something that the government should do, or what do you think the government
It's something of concern because I cannot be sweating so much, but I'm not benefiting. So it's something of great concern. For everybody to be equal, at least let's share the bread equally. Let's just share the bread equally. I think the government should, the people should be involved with marketing themselves. Maybe if it's customers, they should be brought for. Maybe if it's tourists, they should be even brought there so that they can see and buy those items from there. But to find people take the items from there, maybe come with them in Nairobi and another place, they benefit more than, they can even sell 4 times the price of the original price, of which that person takes time, puts a lot of energy, needs food, needs good clothing, and in the long run he doesn't benefit so much as compared to the brokers.
Brokers. I've seen a couple of things you've done when it comes to Kunek and everything, and we've talked of being employment and everything. But if I could say, is art and conservation the next thing you will do now that you're doing environmental science?
Sure, art and conservation go hand in hand. They really go hand in hand, because I talked about this rhino. This is a rhino that I could say we lost the species from Kenya, which is Sudan. So we could use this type of art to show the coming generations that we had a rhino that was called Sudan, and this is how it looked like. So that is art and conservation. And also I talked about going away from cutting trees. I said trees are our carbon sinks, and uncomparable to what rocks can do. Rocks are like dead organic matter in our environment, but trees are living in our environment. So trees are carbon sinks, but rocks don't really play a much role in our ecosystem. So I think people should, I am just doing a campaign whereby people could just come out of carving trees and going to carving of rocks, because